All right, so if you just joined us, you missed the little video that if you're just joining us on YouTube, you missed the little video that I just played, but I'll put it down in the comments so that you can and tell you where to watch. But we talked about this yesterday, right? That on 7/26 of 21, a little over a year ago, little old sweet Bobby comes in here and says, everyone, what's this? The good stuff, and I tell you what the good stuff was, right? It's about 5 minutes there. This concept of rolling down now will be an essential part of our put selling strategy. So I did that at 7/26/21. So you and I started doing the 111s at what? In August of 2021. So we've been doing them over a year yet. So I've never had to roll any of them yet, really never had to roll. And I didn't know that I wanted to roll. And even yesterday, I was like, I think I'll just go close, take my loss and go on to the other trade. So last night, as I often do, I went to sleep, I said my prayers, and then I say, I know there's a lot more things that need more important, pray for my family, pray to hedge protection around them. Lord, should I roll or should I close? That was my question I went for last night. And then amazingly, I dream about trading. I really do. It's kind of a neat little thing, right? I dream in my dreams. I dream about, y'all heard my weird and crazy dreams, right? So I dream about trading, and I wake up the next day and I go, that's awesome. So after talking to Ed yesterday too, who is not unlike talking to God a little bit, it's like talking to Ed. Ed and I got on the horn yesterday, only because I missed Ed, because I'm used to talking to him every day. So Ed and I get on the horn together yesterday, and I said, Ed, let's just walk through this. Can we just walk through this and see what we should do? And Ed said, fine. So what Ed and I did yesterday, which was really, really cool, is I took, let's see if I can show you. I took, let's go to, I want to show you what we did. So I said, Ed, let's do a little experimentation. So we closed those 3 puts. You remember that we showed yesterday that were being tested. We closed the 3 naked puts. And then I went out to close to the end of October and rolled it down 30 points. So I closed it for 105 and I opened, hold on a minute. What kind of animal is that? Did y'all hear that? My cats must be fighting. So then I sold 3 more out in time for for $110. And then what Ed and I did in our little mini session yesterday is we looked at what happened to the Greeks, right? Because I'm not a roller. That's not my thing. I've never really been one to consider rolling, even though in July 21, I said, hey, let's put it as part of our plan. So it was kind of cool to see what happened to our Greeks. And Ed, what happened to our Greeks yesterday? They kind of stayed the same or improved.
Yep.
Our Greeks improved, y'all. If anything, the buying power went down a little bit. Our delta went down. Why would our delta go down? Because we're selling puts farther away from the money. Y'all, that makes sense, right? Our delta went down. And our theta, stayed pretty much the same because we collected additional premium. Now, for someone who never rolls, and I never do, it was kind of a cool experiment. And, we probably should have went through it all together, the pain of me rolling and doing all that together, but we'll have more opportunities to do that. But it was kind of a cool little experiment, So let's see what that did for us, right? So let's see what happened. Let's go tier, and I'm going to show you how I accounted for it. So here's how I accounted for it. So you remember we had a problem child. Here's the problem child, the old 11120. And my naked 3640 was being tested with 24 days left to expiration. So what I did was I closed the naked puts at 105, and it cost me $1,579.41. All right, now listen, y'all. Let's keep tabs on this, can we? And let's just call this tab right here and I may delete it later, or I may keep it. But let's just call this problem children. We've all got that child, right? Right now it's JoJo. So when I finish up our session today, I'm making a surprise visit to the old classroom. I'm gonna bring a hickory switch in. I'm gonna say, how's JoJo been today? I may not carry the hickory switch in because I don't want to be called out to the Department of Child and Family Services, right? But I'm gonna go in because I keep getting a text from his teacher every day. And so I'm like, JoJo, I'm telling you, son, I'm gonna beat that ass when you get home if you keep getting in trouble. So JoJo is my problem child, right? So I got a problem child right here. So what am I gonna do with my problem child? Well, let's go back to our problem child. And let's go, let's go problem child. And this was a 1-1-1-20. And we'll make it pretty later, right? So 1-1-1-20. And then we're going to do just like your check register has, because I know all of y'all reconcile your accounts every month. I know y'all do. Ken says he's his own problem child. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Beth says I am her 6th child, right? So let's do this, y'all. Can we do debits? Let's do a debits and a credits. A little accounting here. Oh, I hated my accounting classes. All right, so debits and credits. All right, so we're going to debit our account. We're going to credit our account. All right, now. So our initial trade, what was our credit, right? So we put a little trade on. So our initial trade, y'all, was a credit right here. We brought in $155.52. Right, $155.52. So we're getting in a credit, right? So initial credit, 155.52. And y'all know me, my OCD kicks in. I want these things formatted right. Hold on. Format sales. Let me make it into dollars, baby. Currency, baby. There we go. So we got 155.52. That's our thing. All right. So I closed, and I probably should put the date here too. Closed the NP, the naked put. So the naked put closing, what did that do for us? So naked put closing cost me a debit of $1579.41. $1579.41. $1579.41. All right. So we got credits and debits now. All right. Then I took in a credit. I sold naked put, what I call naked put first. All right. So I opened 3 additional naked puts. Now I put it on the NP and spreads page, right? So here's NP1. So I sold 3 of these and brought in 1645.59. 1645.59. 1645.59. All right. So here we are so far, right? So if we go equals the sum of all that garbage before us, sum all that is that. We'll move this over. I said we'll move this over. Where's my little thing? Does that feel to the right? 1801. So here we go. So we'll go totals right here. All right. So we have debits of 1579, and we've got credits of 1801. Right. So you see, our credits are bigger than our debits, right? Our credits are bigger than our debits now. Now, we anticipate, let's show 1-1-1-20th now what it looks like. We'll go to the Analyze tab. Analyze. And let's just check out, Mr. 1-1-1-20th. See how he's looking today. Because all he is now is he's a naked put, right? I mean, he's a put debit spread. So 1-1-1-20th looks like, and I'll tell you what I figured out. Okay, so 1-1-1-20th put debit spread. So here he is, y'all. And as of today, which is the 28th, our old put debit spread is up $480. We anticipate, unless the market goes up 5% in the next, less than a month, 3 weeks. So who knows if it can or it won't, we don't know. But right now, I anticipate that we're going to close this thing for $603.75. So let's say that it costs us just $20 to get out of it. So let's say we're going to make $580 on that. So we're going to put this as a proposed credit. We think we're going to get about $580 out of this thing, right? So we're going to say proposed credit or expected credit, maybe a better word, credit on put debit spread. And we think we're going to get a credit when we sell him of $580. Now that really looks good, right? So that really looks good. So now we got debits over here and credits over here. So now we need a debit to close this trade. Now, what do y'all want to do? What do you want to do on this trade? Since it was a problem child, is the plan to scratch it, or we're going to make a couple bucks on it? So my plan, here's what I kind of thought, is, your problem child, it wouldn't be bad getting out since you caused us all this pain and just get out of the scratch, start on with the other trade. But then it came to me too, well, why don't we make the average profit that we're making on a trade, right? We ought to at least make $71 for all the pain of doing all this stuff, right? Our trade expectancy for every trade that we have on is $71. Crap, might as well make that. So if that's the case, we want a profit of $71. So we need the debits to be less than $75, let's say $80 than this. So we need our debits to be what? We need our debits to total about $2,300. Okay. Everybody see what I'm doing? So if our debits is $2,300, right? Our debits are $2,300. That's what we want our total debits to be, so that we'll make $80 on the trade. Then our total debit's gonna be $2,300. So what should our debit be to get $2,300? Well, $2,300 minus $1,580, we'll say, minus $1,580. So we need our debit to be, let's say $725, right? Let's say $720. We'll say $720. So we need our debit to be $720. So our anticipated close of the naked put 1. Everybody got me? So when I can close little old NP1 for a debit of $720, then I would eke out a scratch on the total trade. Now, here is the best thing of the whole plan, y'all. We're able to do this. Why? We're able to do it because we kept our size small to begin with. You've seen me this year using 98% of my buying power. So we've been very religious at keeping our size small. This allows us to now roll the naked component to a safer position, to not increase our buying power, and if anything, reduce our buying power and reduce our deltas. To me, and I'm hoping Stacy is loving this too, right? I hope Stacy's loving this. She won't talk because we're on YouTube, but I think Stacy would love this. That what we're doing now is we've kind of come up, because I got to admit, y'all, I'm not a trade manager. I am a portfolio manager. So I look at the portfolio first and trade second. And we've really not had to adjust any of these trades. Yeah, I've closed some for a loser, but I kind of like this. Now, if this had significantly worsened our Greeks, it really upped our buying power, or it really upped, our deltas, and it really just drove everything in crazy, I wouldn't be that crazy about it. But I've never really been a roller. Yeah, I've rolled some things in the past, but I never looked at the metrics before. So the metrics said, wait a minute, Bobby, you can put this put out in time. You can get to a safer position, farther out of the money, and if anything, not create a worse situation, but create a better situation with your metrics, with your deltas and your buying power. Hell, it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer, y'all. So now what I'm suggesting, and I would love for your comments as we go through these tumultuous markets, is to develop a best practice for how to manage these things when they go against us in a big way. And I think we might have come up with something here. I think we may have stumbled on it, and I wasn't even going to consider it yesterday until Ed brought it up. I mean, Ed just, he just nonchalantly just, just throws it out there, which he probably wouldn't have been able to do had he not taken my mentorship. I don't think Ed would have had to. No. I got to pick at Ed a little bit. Right. So he's a much better human being. I'm sure his wife is delighted with the progress that he's made just in life in general. But no, y'all, I mean, I think we're on to something here. Comments or questions?
Yeah. Hi, Bobby. This happened to me, a big problem child, many moons ago, before I even heard of the Dr. Bobby Gaines. And it was I was doing essentially a wheel technique with credits and debit spreads. I mean, just that's with credits, like a poor man's covered call, which I hate that phrase, but that's what I was doing. And I noticed when I got into a little bit of trouble, I would roll. I was taught to roll early, and early in my career, not early in the trade, and I saw my net lick going down. I didn't track things like this back then. Mm-hmm. And then I up and decided to group. I've been a grouper of trades from way back, and I started tracking each trade. And so you got one like 111 number 20 or whatever. Is you keep track of that on a spreadsheet, sort of like what you're doing here. And once you do that, you got knowledge of what's going on. So if you get into trouble, you can roll. And of course, the rules are simple on rolling. You want to, you want to definitely make sure you get the extrinsic value out, get more, pump more back into it, because you can think, and that's what my problem was back in the days when I would roll. I thought I was doing good, but it turns out that I was eating a loss every time I rolled. So I needed to address the mechanics, and it can get complicated when you got like 10 positions on. Heck, it's complicated enough with one. And so you get a spreadsheet to track what you're doing. And that way you can ensure that you're never giving up the extrinsic value that's in the trade still, because that's where your profit is. If you let it go, you can find yourself on the surface. I walk in and look at your account and say, "Oh, Bobby, you're up on this trade." When in reality, you're not. A Tasty trade, when they did that grouping thing a couple years ago, that grouping feature that they added, they did that for you, so you can make sure that in your trade you were still bringing in the bacon. You were still making money. And so I think what you got here with your problem child spreadsheet is, I think that's something that you should put every trade in as soon as you think it might go into problems, and track it. Make sure that your basis is lowering and that your intrinsic value is up and you're not hurt. It's just, you got to track it. So I think you should, or we individually, make your own version of what you got here and track your spreads. And then I have what was it? I had another comment, but I forgot what it was.
Well, if you come up with it, Ken, we'd appreciate it for sure. Okay, Ken. Well, I appreciate you weighing in on it, because it's good to hear your take on it as well. Yeah, I think if you just kind of do it and don't track it, you could probably get in trouble, right? Here's the thing. Yeah, and here's the thing that we know: the S&P 500. We may be in a bear market and we may be in a recession, but it's not going to zero, right? So I think, it's one of those things you go, yeah, but you are taking a loss, Bobby. Exactly. I know. Hey, listen, I'm taking a loss on that naked component. No doubt. I closed it for a loss, y'all. It's just that I'm rolling. I'm giving myself more extrinsic value, and I'm waiting for time so that I can close that trade at a a debit of $720. So by doing a problem child spreadsheet, and hopefully y'all, we don't have to do this very often, right? We don't have to do this very often. We know that probably less than 10% of our trades will come over to the problem children area of the spreadsheet. But it's great to have this, so it gives us a little more confidence. By doing this gives me a little more confidence in the role and the purpose of the role, right? Because I was just, for so many years, I was like, rolling is failure to accept a loss. Accept your loss and move on. But I got to tell you, the analysis that we're going through today is poke holes in. I want you to poke holes. I want us to think about it. Anyone got any comments so far? This is just a proposal as a best practice. So now we know, hey, if our strike is at the point of being breached, just roll it out, give me some more time. It's not going to hurt your deltas. It's not going to hurt your buying power. It's not going to hurt anything. Just gives you more time. Now, might we have to roll this other one again? So let's say that now my 3610 gets tested. Well, what am I going to do? I got to make me some more columns here, right? I got to keep up with my debits and my credits. And this may be more than some of y'all want to do. And what gets me concerned is this. And y'all seen us do different strategies together, right? All we are is put sellers, y'all. We're put sellers. That's what we're doing. We're premium sellers in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're doing strangles or straddles. We're premium sellers. And we're just trying to figure out some best practices for trade. But some of y'all are already giving up on the thing. You're like, oh crap, screw this. I've lost a little bit on this. Hey, everybody's lost in the market unless you are short on a short those ETFs, the leverage ETFs, the SQQQ or whatever. If you're long SQQQ and you've got those, well, you're probably doing great. But most people who are either holding stocks or are experiencing a little pain. But isn't it great when you can say, now, wait a minute, I think there may be a way here that we can do something that's a little safe until we get just a little bit. So what we're talking about, let's see, I brought in $1,600. So we're looking at, closing that at a little, 720 as divided by 1645. What is that? We got to, and then inverse it. So we got to get maybe a 60% profit here, 6 times 6, 70, 72 or so. That we got to close this at a 60% profit for us to make our $80. Ken says he's down $288 a day, no sweat, times on his side. I agree, y'all. So I think we got something here. If our strike is breached, roll it out. Now, here's what else I could do too. So some of y'all are of the opinion, hey man, we got further down to go. You're like, screw this, man, I'm still scared. Okay. Well, the market's up 1.42% today. Do you know what it's a great day to do? It's a great day to buy a put. Buy puts on up days, right? Buy puts on up days, sell calls on up days. So what we could do is do another debit here. Now, I know you're like, oh, Bobby, we're going to do another debit. But yeah, I could actually, if I am bearish on the market, and I think the market's going to go down, I could invest another $50 to put on a 10-point wide put debit spread and put it in the same expiration if I'm bearish as this naked put. Or I could go out 60 days and just put it out there by itself on a great update. Y'all see how powerful that is? So yeah, we're going to spend $50. So that kind of messes our stuff up a little bit. But at the same time, it gives you the potential, if you're bearish, to make what? $250. You're spending $50 to make $250. So here's what Travis C. Nelson said to us many, many years ago. Travis Cornelius Nelson was my ag teacher. Now, some of y'all, that sounds like you don't know what I'm talking about because y'all city folks. City folks, y'all didn't have ag. So y'all may have called it shop or industrial engineer, whatever y'all call it. We had ag, baby. We went and he would pile us up in the back of his pickup truck and we go castrate hogs on a Thursday. And we come back smelling like, like hell warmed over And, you know, that's why I didn't have any girlfriends in high school, because I was in ag all the time. And I used to show pigs, and we go and we castrate pigs, and we, you know, we inseminate cows. We did all kinds of stuff. But Travis C. Nelson said, let me tell y'all knucklehead something. He said, here's what you got. He says, y'all out there have grandparents that's got 100 acres of land. He said, I know you do. All your grandparents around here got 100 acres of land. And I thought, how does he know that Lucille Sharp in Cleveland County, Alabama, who thinks she's dirt poor, she had probably like 200 something acres. He said, here's how I'm going to tell y'all knuckleheads that y'all never have to work for money again if y'all do just what I tell you to do. He says, you take Mama's 100 acres of land, and what I want you to do is divide it up into 4 quadrants. He says, I'm going to tell y'all this. He says, buy your books, send you to schools, and what do you do? Sit under the trees and eat the covers off of them. He told me that a lot of times. He said, Bobby Gaines, you smart as a wheel, but I buy your books, send you to school, what do? You sit under the tree and eat the covers off of them. He said, you do divide my mom's land up into 4 quadrants, okay, of 25 acres each. Or if it's 10 acres, do lower. But he said, divide them up into 4 quadrants. And then here's what he said. He said, what I want you to do is I want you to plant quadrant number 1 in pine saplings. Now, y'all, I don't know if y'all know this or not. Heck, you can get pine saplings for free. Hell, they'll give them to you. All these nature and conservatives and all these things, I mean, they love, you know, the Green New Deals and all that stuff. They love you planting trees. So he said, I want you on year 1 to plant quadrant 1 in pine saplings. He said, and then I want you to wait 5 years, and I want you to plant quadrant 2 in pine saplings after 5 years. Okay. So 5 years. And then you wait another 5 years. And then you go plant quadrant 3 in pine saplings after 5 years. He said, then you wait another 5 years and you go plant pine saplings over here. Now, then he said, here's what you do. So this has been 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. He said, then you wait another 5 years. And then you harvest these after 20 years. You sell them to the pulpwood company. Now, how do I know about all this kind of stuff? Because my daddy was a pulpwooder. In his teens and 20s, that's what he did. His CB handle, some of y'all don't even know what a CB radio is. His CB handle was lumberjack. My daddy was a pulpwooder. So he said, after 20 years, you sell these pines to the pulpwood company. And y'all, I don't know if you've sold pine, but you can get good money for selling you pines, right? So then he says, what do you do is this. So by the time you sell these, you wait another 5 years. Now first, and then what do you do? As soon as you sell them, you replant them. So then another 5 years, these are going to be 20 years old. What do you do with them? You sell them, replant them. Then you sell these, you sell these. So what he came up with and said, you knuckleheads, none of y'all do it. And of course I didn't do it. He says, I have created, there is a way for you to have a good source of income for the rest of your life. You will be taken care of with 100 acres of land or 50 acres of land, and you following this little time. So when I always talk about, look at the trees, look at the forest, I am a forest person first, right? We look at the forest first, and then we manage the individual trees. Now, with this, we're doing the same thing, but every now and then, you got to watch out for old Mr. Pine Beetle. Mr. Pine Beetle will kill your trees. So you got to do whatever you can. I mean, sometimes we have to do controlled burns to where you burn the underbrush in your pine so that a forest fire eventually with too much underbrush won't take you out. We got to make sure that we control for pine beetle, so Mr. Pine Beetle don't come in here and kill our forest. So every now and then, it's not very often, we've got fire, we've got Mr. Pine Beetle, we got, all kind of people, tree huggers that might come and climb a tree, say, please don't cut them down. I'm planting them back, for God's sakes, get out of the damn way. All right? So you got all this stuff that occasionally attacks our forest. We don't have to deal with this stuff much, but every now and then we get a problem child that's got a pine beetle. So we had a trade yesterday that's got a pine beetle. Less than 10% of the time, we're gonna have pine beetle in one tree. And then when we do, let's just roll him out. Isn't that great? We cut the tree down. And what did I do? I cut a tree, but in its place, I put another tree. I planted another tree. I got rid of Mr. Pine Beetle in that tree. Right? So you messed my dang tree up, for God's sakes. And I burned my tree and I planted another. Isn't that great? That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. All right. So with that said, let's don't even look at the market today. Let's just look at our account. Let's go into our account. We know the market's up today. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see what our net lick is today. I ain't even gonna play the Jeffersons. It's been so bad. We know it's gonna be up, but I ain't even playing the Jeffersons. I ain't even gonna reward because we're down on the account. We know we're down. Come on, recognize my face, baby. All right, here we go. So in our Crimson account today, we are at 9/28/22. We're at 25/7/31/57. Darn it, I want to play the Jeffersons, for God's sake. We're up $400.
Yeah, we're moving on now to the side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
I just love the song too much. Sorry. All right, we wasn't really celebrating being up. We're just saying, hey, we like the Jeffersons. All right, so over here in this account, we are at 99,474.21. So we're up $2,314 on the day. All right, good, right? So, peace restored. Now let's go get our Greekies. Oh, do y'all just love this? I mean, are y'all just loving the strategy here? Oh, I know this isn't for everybody. And if we were just slinging Apple and Tesla, it'd be much more fun. I got it. But this is so good. And if we embrace this and come up with some best practices together, we're going to have a strong little system here. I think we got a strong little system anyway. It's going to be better. So look at this, y'all. Our deltas went from 60 to 41.83. Okay, so look at there, y'all. We went from 22 being too long but 22. Now we're just barely above where we need to be. What's our theta doing, little old Bob? 38.67. Okay, I got you. I got you, sweet cheeks. Look at there. 0.15. Are you kidding me? VIX. What's our friend VIX doing today? VIX is at 31. Oh, behave. Our buying power usage is. Do y'all see an unhealthy forest in this account today? I'm just curious. 47.69. 47.69. I see something we're using 18% buying power. Oh, are you kidding me? What's the problem? I don't see a problem here. We're at 0.15. I don't even have to look at my trades, right? So let's go to decisions. Is market up or down? Market's up. Am I putting on a trade? No. Do I have any profitable trades? I doubt it. Oh, look. Let's see how bad they are. All right, let's look at the trees now. Negative, 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 negative. Oh. Okay, so then it says, the question decisions thing says, do I have any profitable trades? No, I don't, dag it. Well, are you comfortable waiting and doing nothing? Yeah. Everything looks good to me. There's nothing to do. Boom. Oh, but Bobby, you're breaching strikes. And I don't care. Everything looks really, really healthy. All right. So let's go to the other account quickly. Let's get our stuff over here. Crimson. No, up there. So go over here. Get our Greeks. See how now this is the one I rolled in, right? So 189.21. 189.21. Look at there. 189.21. Okay, so negative 40. That's where I need to be. That's the what is that? All right. Our theta, 188.37. That looks a lot better than yesterday, y'all, when we were 130 long, now we're at -40 long. 31 on the VIX. Our buying power usage should have gone down dramatically, 26,495. 26,495. Using 26 buying power. So we've only got one metric of 3 out of line here, but it's much better than yesterday. Am I panicking? No. So I go to my decision tree. Is the market up or down? Market's up. Do I make an opening trade? No. Do you have any profitable trades? Probably not. Let's go see what it say. Let's see what it say. Let's go look at them. This is where you go to the tiki bar and you know, there's Rosie O'Donnell sitting there and you say, hey, Rosie, our naked puts up. Look at there, y'all. What a great day. We have made $460 on the naked put there. Negative. Whoa, plus 30. Well, that's our put debit spread. Okay. So do I have a profitable trade? Well, the answer there is no, because we're talking about the whole shebang, right? Are you comfortable waiting and doing nothing yet? All right. So what could we do today? What could we do today? Okay. What I could do is if I think that the market's going to go down. Now let's look at a couple things. Let's look at our big green monster really quickly. Hello, big green monster. Because big green monster tells us more than anything. Yeah, it really does. We just don't pay enough attention to it. Big green monster says that, well, go figure. Said that we're oversold, and then what do? We come back, just like we said, we're coming back into the fair value zone, probably headed to the 37.65. We've got a point of control up here with gaps. What does that look like to y'all? Doesn't mean we can't go down, but pot odds say, hey, babe, we're probably going there. So, you know, but on a big up day today, what I could do is go find my naked put. So I got a naked put. Where's she at? Naked put. Here at 33 days out, right? 33 days out. And I could say, let's put us on a naked put trade. All right. Great day to do it on the day up. So let's go MES. Let's go to behave. I would imagine it's going to be in the 34. It's just not doing right here. So we'll do long put vertical. We'll make these things 50 wide, 50. Or I could do it close to 60 days. I don't care where you want to put it. But, you know, if we just kind of follow our metrics like we normally do, move them little strikes down. It's easier to do it. 3670. There we are. So we're going to move this down. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hung. Y'all help me here. Get it down to $10 or so. You can put them wherever you want to, but you know, I like kind of keep doing the same thing. It's just easier for my old brain to do the same thing over and over. So there's $11. There's $10.75. There's probably a good one right there. $10, right? So probably cost me 10 1/4 to get filled on that. It just put me on a put debit spread. Now your max profit is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 on a put debit spread. So 50 wide means we're going to make maximum profit less, you know, what we're paying to do it is going to be $199, and it's going to cost me $55 to do it, right? Why would you not do that? Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, Ed times 3. Thank you, Ed. Ed, what did I do with that? Let's do quantity. Hey, I said quantity. Oh, my crap here. Did it get filled or something? What am I doing? Let me cancel my order. What was that? 3510 activity. Call you Rick Jr. Where is Rick today? Where is Rick? So what do we say? 3510. We're gonna buy that. And where's the buy? Buy and sell. And then we said we're gonna do 3 of these. There we go. And I'm gonna move it up to 1050 to get filled. Ha ha! Beautiful, baby. So let's go over here and do that. Now, you don't have to do that. You know, you don't have to do that, but it puts you in a little hedge, doesn't it? Just a little bit. You know, get you $200 possibly for a $50 investment. And the reason you can do it, y'all, is because our theta is more than sufficient. It's not like we're killing our theta. Our theta is what drives our profits, right? What did I say that was? 33 days? 33 days, and we did the, let's do it over here. We did the 3510. 3510. Yep, 3510. 3460. There she is. So we go 3 of them, right? See if we can get filled for 10 and a quarter over here. It's gonna cost me $162. I got it. I got it. No, Jack's fucked up. There we go, 10 and a quarter. So we got to feel better there. All right. So I won't share I will show it tomorrow, but I'm gonna go list that over here, right? I'm gonna list this over here as a, and I'll probably monitor them separately, but keep it purple too, right? I'll purple it too to kind of know that this goes with this, right? And then I'll go over to problem children and I'll put opening new put debit spread, right? And how much did that cost me? Let's go ahead and put that there now. That cost me, create duplicate order, cost me $162.57. Yeah, $162.57. Beautiful. Now y'all see how this works? And it's great. I mean, I hope y'all are feeling great about this. Oh my gosh, I think this is revolutionary. If y'all have missed any session this week, maybe other than Monday, maybe we sucked on Monday. But if you are in the Muscadine Mafia group, we had a great discussion Monday about hedges and our evaluations of what we should do there. Now, instead of an overall portfolio hedge, we're dealing with problem children. We're only going to have to deal with this less than 10% of the time. When we do, I think we've come up with a great little plan. Increase our extrinsic value, roll it out, give it more time. And some might say, well, Bobby, isn't this a martingale type betting strategy? I don't think so. I think it would be if we were in something that could possibly go to zero, right? I think it could be. I don't think it is here because it's not hurting our metrics at all. I guess the only thing is maybe our net lit goes down, a little bit to where it's like, your buying power may start going up. But who knows? I'll be the guinea pig. I don't mind being the guinea pig. I don't want y'all to necessarily be the guinea pig. I just think this is a potential band-aid on a bad trade. Potential band-aid. Anyone got any questions or comments? I've talked a lot. If not, I will see y'all